Welcome YouTube world, I'm OCS and this is the very first episode of Takedown, Shakedown, which I'm going to be talking about wrestling. So, why do I like wrestling so much? I guess it's down to, it's basically like a soap opera, isn't it? It's a soap opera and it has storylines and you have people to cheer for and people to boo for. And it's a little bit silly, but it's all good fun, isn't it? Let's be honest, we love it. Well, some of us do. I do. So, could say the obsession started a fair few years ago now, back in the days of Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, them good guys, battling the likes of Andre the Giant, Ravishing Rick Rude, Ric Flair. And now, moving on, you had The Rock, Stone Cold, Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart. And into today, John Cena, Randy Orton, AJ Styles. The list goes on and on. It does. They just keep churning them out, churning them out, churning them out. And of course, the big daddy at the moment is WWE. And that's where they all want to get to. And it's a bit of a shame, really, because before, there used to be WWE, WCW, and they were fighting against each other. And I think it really helped push the competition forward. But now, you sort of got WWE, and all that else, you know, TNA or Impact or Global Force or whatever they want to call themselves this week. They had a real shot a few years ago, but unfortunately now, WWE have come along and taken AJ Styles, Bobby Roode, two main blokes from TNA, they're now in WWE, doing a fantastic job as well. So it's not looking good for TNA. I try to, you know, they had a chance and it's a shame. You got Ring of Honor, they're trying the best they can, but just need something with a bigger platform, I feel, to really have that competition again. Because when you're fighting against yourself every week for viewings and ratings and that, you ain't got much competition, have you? So that's what I'd like to see in wrestling at the moment, is a bit more competition, because it's healthy. I mean, back in the Monday Night Wars, it was all good fun. They were on at the same time, and you had to choose, oh, dude, do you want to watch? You had WCW with the NWO, which was one of the coolest groups ever invented, let's be honest, it really was, wasn't it? And also you had WWE or WWF at the time, and they had like DX, they had The Rock, they had Stone Cold. I mean, it was a fantastic time for wrestling. And I feel that is really lacking at the moment. I know WWE are trying to do it with themselves. They've got Raw against SmackDown, but it's not the same, is it? So, anyway, that's what I really want back in wrestling, is some competition for WWE. I think it'll be really good and it will really help. But do I see that happening at the moment? Not really, no. So, yes, we're going to have to make do with WWE, but they do a pretty good damn job, really. You look at their ratings, you look at how many people around the world, how many shows. It's phenomenal, really, what old Vince McMahon has done, and he deserves a pat on the back. He does. You know he does. As much as you want to hate him, guy knows what he's doing, really, doesn't he? Anyway, let me know how you feel about that, and drop us a comment. Maybe you agree with me, maybe you don't. Interesting to see, but I definitely feel there should be someone else competing with WWE. And moving on, obviously this weekend, Sunday night, Elimination Chamber, one of my favourite pay-per-views of the year. That, the Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, those three I think are the top. Survivor Series as well, but Oh, excuse me. That depends on if they got Survivor Series matches going on, because they're the one. That's what makes Survivor Series. Let's be honest. You have the Survivor Series matches. But anyway, it's Elimination Chamber. It's been around a fair few years now, and it's a great concept, really. Locked in the chamber, 4 pods, although this one's got more than 4 pods, so it's going to be interesting to see how that looks. But what I think really is interesting about this Elimination Chamber is you got a women's one as well. Now, going back to the Rumble, you had the men's Rumble, you had the women's Rumble. My personal opinion is the women's Rumble was 10 times better at least than the man. I think hands down, I think the women destroyed the men's Rumble. I think they had more of the old school. I know they had more chance to bring more old school people. Well, they didn't really. They chose to bring back more old school women, and I think that was fantastic. They got everyone popping, and I think they gave each one, the old school women, a good little slot in each whenever they come in. They didn't just bring them in, throw them straight out. They had a little spot, didn't they? And to see Trish Stratus back, that was something that took me back to my childhood for a bit. It was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. And I think the challenge is on for this one. Whose is going to be better? Let us know. Drop a comment, men or women. I personally think the women have got a chance again. I think they're stonking it. Given what they did at the Rumble, I think they're going to absolutely stonk it. And I think also, speaking of the women's wrestling, Ronda Rousey coming over to WWE, I think that is a fantastic move. She is a fantastic global superstar. Look what she did in the UFC. I know everyone goes on, oh, she lost a couple of matches. Well, so what? She single-handedly brought she single-handedly brought the women to UFC. If it wasn't for Ronda Rousey, there would not be a women's division in the UFC. That's pretty special in my eyes. Now, the one thing I think has got to be interesting about Ronda Rousey is how does she do on a microphone? Because that's what's going to say if it's going to be a success or not. I think she's going to be fantastic in-ring performer, but when it comes down to the microphone work and all that you do need, otherwise you ain't going to make it. Does she cut it? We will see. I hope she does, because I think it is a fantastic addition. So, that's about all I've got to talk about on the wrestling front for now. So, drop us a comment how you think the Elimination Chamber is going to go, whether you think it's going to be the women or the men who are going to top it. I'm going to pick the women. We'll see. In the next episode, we'll have a chat about it. Anyway, the other part of this show, I want to talk about WWE Champions. Now, for those of you who know about this game or not, basically it is Candy Crush / Bejeweled meets wrestling. You match the gems, destroy them, you do on the bottom half of your screen, top half, you do wrestling moves. And when I first started playing this about a year ago, I didn't think I'd stick around, but it's not that bad. You don't get me wrong, you can play for free, which you can do, but you're going to take a long time to build up your wrestlers, or you can drop a load of cash and have everything at once. It's that sort of game. I've dropped a little bit of cash, slowly built it up, been going at it about a year now, and I'm quite happy with where I am at the moment. But you've got to put some time and effort in, and it does get addictive. And but it's a fun game, and if you like wrestling, or if you like Bejeweled / Candy Crush, give it a whirl. Now, coming up this weekend, we have a faction feud, because in your little game, in the game, you can create a faction and have people join you. Currently, my faction, Outcasts, we ruled, didn't we? Nah, we're a breakaway faction from another group, core group. We've been together about a year now, and we have a lot of fun. We chat on Discord, and it's a good family environment. I think we all look out for each other, and we're looking forward to kicking ass in this feud, and I'll let you know how that gets on in the next video. But like I say, check it out. I'm gonna start giving you some hints and tips on how to play the game from a beginner's point of view, because I feel that there's a few people out there who put some videos about the game, but they show the wrestler when it's 3-star gold all the way to the top, maxed out, and this is what you can do with him. Well, I've been playing a year and I still haven't got a 3-star gold. Let me tell you, it's not the easiest thing to do unless you want to get a big sack of money and bash it in on the game. But I do get a lot more enjoyment, I feel, as well, from building your guy up and from taking him. But like I say, check the game out, and we will update you on the feud, and I'll start giving you a few little hints and tips. I will get that right, I tell you. Hints and tips on how to play the game, and a bit more in depth about what else goes on in the game, because there's things that happen during the day, there's events, there's this, there's that, there's all sorts of ways to help you level up and get on with the game. And it's good fun. It is good fun, I ain't gonna lie. It is proper addictive and good fun. So that's about all I got for this episode. So we're going to end with a curtain call. You like it, don't you? And this one goes out to one of my buddies in the Outcasts, and that is Satan. And all I want to say to you is, get well soon, buddy. We miss you, and we want you back feuding with us, because you're a good guy and we love you. Well, Skittles loves you. He knows that. You know that. Sorry, a little bit of an inside faction joke there. Anyway, guys, this is going to be the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, subscribe, drop us a like. If you didn't dislike, didn't like it, drop us a comment and say what you didn't like about the video. I'm open to suggestions. Anyway, I'm OCS. This has been Takedown, Shakedown. And take care of yourselves, boys and girls, and be happy.